Hello, everyone, and welcome to Moto 2 of HRL IndyHog round number 13 here at Toronto, the one track on the schedule outside of the US. Oh boy. And a pretty cracked one at that, like we were saying. Opix said it through the night. Essentially the go-kart of the season. That's kind of how it feels. Feels like go-karty against the street track. Kind of feels go-karty, so it's kind of fun in that way. But yeah, so we already went through the layout and everything. Already went through all that in the first moto, so let's go through the lineup. So again, left to right, it's going to be Coupe, Camby, Armada, Soul, Elite, Hunter, Slaunch, Fireball, Roman, Luke, and Detail bringing up the rear. Before we start, all right, let's go. All right. 24 laps. I lost my voice. That was a bad idea. 49 checkpoints, green flag. Little bit of wall contact already on the beginning. I need water, but we're going to continue the commentary anyways because I don't give a fuck. Possible 3 wide through the middle sector. They kind of regain a little bit. Gonna be big battles for position. Oh no, and a big cheesing. Let's look at a replay on that. This is not an excuse for me to drink water. Oh my god. All right, so let's see what happened here. Big moment in the race for Slaunch, who's trying to keep that champ battle alive, keep those hopes for taking second or first in the championship. And as you can see, he's on the right side of the track. And Fireball's taking the line, and I mean, probably just doesn't expect, like, usually somebody's not this far over. Fireball's taking the normal line, and Slaunch is just trying to work his way in there, but it's kind of awkward. He doesn't really want to, like, fully let off either. And luckily, this bump, it kind of helps in a way. Like, if he just got shoved in the wall, it would have been worse, but full 2-wheel out of Slaunch. We're holding that. And then into that inside wall, that's where he stops. That's what really hurts him. And then Fireball kind of gets loose and gets in the wall after that as well. But yeah, big moment already in the start of the race for Slaunch. And again, there's just going to be huge battles in the back. Lots of jockeying for position here. And as that's going on, oh, yeah, Soul. Okay, wait, hold up. Maybe 3 wide. I was going to go do a front update, but 3 wide. Oh, Fireball. Oh, just a little bit with Soul. It got pretty tight right there. That wasn't too bad. Soul at least didn't completely die off that. He's still trying to hold the position from Detail and Slaunch, who's trying to take the spot from Fireball. And another 3 wide, potentially up there for a moment. Let's go take a look at that, see what happens up here. There is just so much battling for position. It is insane. It's just not going to stop for a bit at the beginning of this race. This is absurd. I like some hard contact in the back as well. Oh yeah, they're duking it out. So this is, oh, what happened here? Hold up, we got to take a look at another replay. So all this battling on the first couple laps, there was so much I couldn't even update it. It was Camby. Camby gets out to the lead, and it's Armada and Hunter. So that's your top 3. So let's go on board with Hunter. Top 3, not talking Margot Robbie, Wolf of Wall Street, and Hunter trying to make the move. And that almost looks like that almost just looks like a blatant lag cheese. Because I don't know, kind of from theater, I'm imagining that Hunter on his screen, I'm going to say, probably had like way more of a tire, and I'm guessing that on his screen he's like halfway up to Ramda. I don't know, but that's not what we're seeing in theater, and that's probably not what Armada is seeing. And another one of these inside bumps gets him in the 2-wheel, and this is a brutal one because he is just on a full send, and it's such a 2-wheel, you can't really regain. Like, it's such a big pop, and he's just straight in the wall. That's brutal. Everybody trying to avoid it, trying to maybe even take advantage of it. Oh, what happened here? And after that, was that Elite? Elite, okay, trying to like avoid Coop. Big sideways. Oh, and then just gets off to the side and gets in the wall. I'm not sure what happened there. If he was, I thought he like had to go or something when that happened during the race. That's what I thought, but then he got going again like right away. So I don't think so. Like I think he was still going. That just looked weird. Like it looked like I don't know. That just looked like a weird crash. Yeah, when I was behind him during the race, I literally thought that it was another instance like Lafayette where I don't know, it was like controller died or something, but he recovered so quickly that I don't think that was the case. I guess he just got really loose and didn't think he could get away from the wall, maybe. I don't know. But either way, I mean, that was a very odd and brutal crash. Possibly 2 potential passes going on here. Big shakeups in the race on that lap. It's going to be... Oh, my God! What is happening? Well, this Moto 2 is definitely off to a cheesier start. The battles here, Luke going for it on Coop, and Fireball sending it on Roman, the 2-wheel. It can happen in that turn. Oh! Fireball bites the dust aggressively off of that one. Roman gonna maybe lose a spot to Soul out of it as well. Soul gonna take advantage there. Pits already coming in. Early pits. I heard him, Hunter, and was it Slaunch? Oh, and Hunter... Oh, Slaunch's got to be pissed. Hunter pulls out right in front of Slaunch. Oh, no. Oh, no. The early cheesing, and then that happens on his pit strategy. Slaunch is probably not happy with that. Trying to get some type of regain. Oh, my God. Armada really sending... He's keeping it up with Camby so far. Soul sending it on Coop. Detail trying to make it work on Roman. Oh, and does Roman get dragged into the pits with Coop there? He does not. That's huge. It looked like there's a little bit of potential for that to happen there, but doesn't quite happen, so that's really convenient for him. A couple more pits coming in. It looked like Hunter went for his, looked like Coop, looked like Slaunch. Yeah, it looked like that group, they're just... Well, Coop going in for his first, I believe, but it looked like Hunter and Slaunch, they just said, screw it. Finish their pits, get that out of the way early. So they're, with the way that their starts have gone, I mean, it makes sense. We saw Slaunch with that brutal crash early on, literally lap 1, and then Hunter... that insane 2-wheel a couple laps later. So yeah, I think after those incidents, they just said, screw it. I mean, that's what you'll see drivers do a lot of the time. If they have a big incident on like lap 1 or 2, they just go like, okay, well, you know, I'm back here now. I guess I'm pitting. Looks like Detail going in for his first. Fireball going in for his first. Gotta be weird for Fireball coming in this late. And funnily enough, I didn't even think about that either. I probably should have. It's that grand final was around this time, so it's almost been like a year since he's raced the Hog. I mean, basically, we could just pretty much call it a year since he last raced the Hog. So it's got to be weird for him having not raced HRL in general for a bit. Him mostly doing the Sundays when we were doing those earlier in the year. But yeah, him mostly doing those, and then now coming back about 6-ish months later from doing that, and a year later from doing like Hog stuff, and now having to get back into the groove of racing, but also the Hogs, which he's not as used to. So gotta be weird for him. Interesting to see how he does in this race. Pretty decent finish for him in the first moto. Possible pass being set up here. Armada trying to hold around the left. 2 red drivers. It's Armada on the left, Luke on the right. Tell Armada's got the black secondary, Luke's got the white secondary, so that's how you can tell the difference. Luke's going to complete the pass. Armada goes back to 3rd place. Still in a... Oh, well, that's going to hurt a little bit. That's going to hurt a little bit. But still, I was going to say, in a pretty good position this race, I will say. Armada with very good starts to both motos. So hopefully he can keep that up. Coop and Slaunch battling. Slaunch trying to complete this pass on Coop. Coop not wanting to make it easy. And it looks like Slaunch will complete the pass there on Coop unless Coop can do something crazy. Nope. Slaunch will hold on to that spot. So a nice pass for him. So yeah, Camby just like leading. I think he's led the entire race. Unless he didn't lead the first lap somehow. I'm like pretty sure he did. Camby just doing great in Moto 2 so far. Roman going in for a pit here, perhaps his first. See Detail go by potentially. This could be the battle off pit road. And Hunter creeping around behind them as well. It will be the battle off pit road, side by side, down the straight. Oh, very close. Keeping it clean. Almost some wall contact. Can Detail make it happen around the outside, trying to hold onto that line? Oh, Roman really making that banking work. Haven't really seen too much of that in that turn. That was kind of cool. Haven't seen that much of well, either of the bankings in like the first turn or that turn. Haven't seen a whole lot of it applied this race, so it's kind of cool to see that in a battle. Roman going to hold on to the spot.
Lap complete.
Oh, and is it? Oh, no! The wall cheesing. Detail probably with some choice words after that. We'll keep him off the air. Probably not happy with Roman on that one, but he's gonna hold on to that spot. Roman trying to keep that position. Now the battle for the lead opening up. Camby and Luke slide moves all over the place, but Camby holding on to the position. And this is a pretty big start to the race for both these drivers. Oh, well, looks like Roman going in for some pit action as well. But honestly, for both these drivers, Camby having a great beginning to the season, even with the lag outs. Like, when Camby finished races, he got some really good finishes. I was saying it early in the season. Had some great speed, was looking well improved on the Hogs. And then the middle part of the season, on the bright side, he hasn't been lagging out as much, it feels like. He hasn't been lagging out as much recently. But the finishes haven't been as good, so he's trying to get back to that. To be fair, he usually joins late, doesn't have much time to get familiar with the track, so I think that's probably part of it. But yeah, some of them he adapts pretty quickly, some of them takes a little bit longer. Usually by Moto 2, he's looking pretty strong, and so far this is a good performance. Had a lot of pressure from behind from Luke there, not giving up the spot early. That's good to see. Camby doing a nice job here, because he definitely could be on for a top 5. I mean, if he could hold if he can hold this position for a bit longer, I think Camby could certainly be on for a top 5 this moto, which would be great for him. I mean, maybe even a podium. He's putting on a good performance so far. But yeah, this move just not being made. Camby doing a good job holding on. Is Armada still in third? He is. Still some battle action to take place. But yeah, he's still doing a good job holding on to it. Elite 4th. And Soul 5th. Get an update through the field. Detail 6th. Hunter 7th, 8th. Roman 9th. Fireball 10th. Slaunch and 11th. Coop. That's your, roughly midway through the moto update there. Back to the lead battle, as this honestly is one of the closest battles that we have on track right now. Again, Camby doing a good job. Some different lines. Camby trying to hold on to this spot. Luke maybe open it up here in the final turn. Not quite. Camby, it's been several laps now, still holding on to the lead. Does Luke continue to go for the pass on track? Does he open up the pit strategy? Just Camby open up the pit strategy? Just Camby go for a pit here? Be interesting to see how this plays out, because if this move doesn't happen, you'd expect some pit strategy calls to be made soon, and it might happen there. A bit of a crossover opening up. Luke's going to have the line and even have the edge going into this. I don't know what turn it is. I don't know what the number is. I'm sorry. I wish I knew. Whatever turn that is, going to make the move happen. So that's going to be the move for the lead. Camby still holding on to second, though, and still has a really good gap for second. As you can see, they've been, even with the battle action happening, it feels like they've both been pulling away from Armada. So again, even with the pits, I think Camby in a great position in this race. So it's going to be a big move. Now, for the overall, it puts Detail in an interesting position. If Luke's, I mean, this is a really good start to the race. There's still pits to come, but if he does hold on to the win, Detail will have to get back up to second, and I believe that last update, just barely outside the top 5 in 6th place, I want to say. So he's going to have some big moves to be made. And there is still some time remaining, to be fair. It's not, it's not like the race is over in like a lap by any means. There's still plenty of time remaining, but it's going to have to be a charge to the front. So I have to see how that plays out if he wants to hold on to that. And not just for the overall, but for the championship battle as well. Want to lose as few. Oh, that was close. That was close. Don't remember that. Bit of a two-wheel coming out there. Yeah, I want to minimize the losses in a situation like this. So, and we don't know. I mean, there's still Camby, Luke, Armada. I'm not even sure what Elite's on right now. Like, there's some big pits still to be made. But again, to be fair, it is one of the quicker pits. We've gone over that. It is one of the quicker pits, so not sure how it's going to play out. We do have a pit coming in here. So, look at this exit. Detail going to try to make the move, and maybe that'll be a spot for him there. Very, very close. And Detail probably very happy that he had the gap that he did right there. Because if he didn't, if he had just a little bit less time on track, I don't think that would have happened for him to make that, be in position to, you know, make that happen on Soul. So that was a huge, huge moment. Again, we're going to see if he can make it up to second. Elite, that, oh, what? Oh my God, are you, oh no. Is this, can we get like Shacked in a Fool? Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Elite, I suppose, going in for his first pit stop here. And let's in slow motion. In slow motion on his POV. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so first of all, the pit entry. I mean, I guess it kind of works. You know what? I'm going to give him credit. It's actually kind of a good pit entry. I was going to roast it. It's actually kind of a good pit entry. As long as he's 2 tires in, I mean, this must be a stall. It's actually kind of elite. It's actually kind of elite. I'll give him credit. The pit entry, not bad, not bad. But he exits the freaking hog, and he has his SMG equipped, and not the pistol, and shoots multiple rounds. Let's get an exact count. 3, 6, 8 rounds of silenced SMG. Shout out ODST. I know Jared will appreciate that. Before he swaps. He doesn't swap. He messes up the YY, I assume, or he YYs instead of swapping. He shoots more. He shoots almost like a quarter of SMG before swapping to the pistol. It started at 8 rounds. It ended up, I want to get an exact count. I'm sorry, Elite. I'm sorry. He shoots what, like 11? Then he swapped? 12? 13? Can we go for 14? 13 rounds of SMG. 13 rounds of SMG. And then swaps to the Magnum. Oh, man. That is going to be a lot of time lost off his pit stop. That's brutal. Elite, I got to say, since rejoining, I'm going to give him credit. All right, I hit the roast. I'll give him the credit. Elite's done a great job. I think he's really impressed me. I'm not even saying that just to be, you know, freaking dumb. Genuinely, like from the first race, because I think it was Milwaukee Mile that he joined back, he's been pretty good, pretty impressive, way better than what he's done in Halo 5. These first pits coming in for the leaders now. Seems like he's taken a liking to the hogs a bit quicker than the gooses. But that was not his best moment. That was not his best moment since return. That was definitely not his best moment. But again, in general, he's been pretty good. Some really solid oval performances. A lot of good potential. He's got one more chance to win on an oval next week. And then even then, on the road courses, he's been decent. Like, a lot more impressive on the ovals for sure. But even on the road courses and street tracks, he just feels a lot better than he was in Halo 5. It seems like he's adapted to these hogs a bit quicker. And H2A a bit quicker. Camby going in for his pit now. And it is late in the race. There's not much time. So yeah, Camby and Armada. Brutal entry for Armada. Camby still in second. Armada, that pit will lose him some time, lose him some spots. And here we go. We're in the nitty gritty of this race. 4 laps to go. The pit's coming out. One more pit left for Luke, Camby, and Armada, who was your top 3 for a large portion of this race. Now it's Luke and Camby, first and second. Detail up to 3rd, Soul 4th. Armada's fallen back to 5th, but he's got drivers right behind him. I imagine these pits will be coming in shortly. Here they are. Luke going in for his last pit. I imagine Camby going in for his as well. A quick one for Luke. Is it going to be a quick one for Camby? Luke will definitely have a decent lead gap there. It's not as quick of a pit. Armada does it again. Oh, and Camby forgot to shoot a bullet. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. The pit mishaps. The pit mishaps. This is brutal. So Camby and Armada, who have ran, again, I'll give them credit, great races so far. Camby made a slight mistake. It's brutal. It happens. And he realized it. And he does the right thing. I'm going to give Camby credit. We're going to give him honor points here. Goes out, shoots the last bullet. And you could tell, you could see the action on the pistol. You could tell, emptied it that time around. That looks pretty cool. Need like some epic music to put on that. But yeah, brutal mistake there for Camby. Now, on the other hand, Armada, his pit entries, he did it the last lap as well. Maybe just unfortunate pit box choice. Like, this is this is kind of a hard pit. But yeah, it's a difficult pit box for him to get into. And he empties the Magnum, and why is he so far away from his hog? Dude, Ramda, get the fuck over there, bro. Oh, he's got more bullets. Okay. But yeah, just a long pit for Armada and brutal entry. He has to back it out again. And that costs a lot of time. So now that we went through that, where do they rejoin? Camby behind Hunter. Oh my god, behind Hunter, behind Roman. Camby lost so much. Armada goes behind Slaunch, goes behind Fireball as well. Oh, brutal. Absolutely brutal. Judging on the gap, I want to say, yeah, I honestly think Camby would have had that spot on Roman. Maybe not on Hunter, but if he didn't make that slight bullet mistake, it cost him a lot of time. I think he might have had the spot on Roman. It would have been close. But anyways, now that we've got updated on all that, all the pits, I believe, are done. No more of that cheese. It's just going to be the race to the finish. And what is it looking like? It's 2 laps to go. And it's happened with all those moves. Details moved up. And as it turns out, that battle with Soul ended up being the battle for second. So that pit exit, the way it worked out, that timing was absolutely massive for him. He didn't realize it at the time, but that was actually the move for second. So one of those things with a pit strategy, you don't know how it plays out until the end of the race. So he's exactly where he's probably looking to get, or looking to be with how this race played out. And that being said, Soul, brutal heat race, brutal first heat. I bet he's pretty happy with where he's at as well. Soul in podium position, I bet he's very happy with that as well. So, good positions for both of them. And here we go into the white flag. One more time around. They're trying to make it 12 on the season here. We can get it one more clean lap around Toronto. And the track championships will be coming into play here soon too. I don't have them updated yet, so that'll probably be in the recap or whatever whenever we get around to that. But yeah, last races of the season for all the different track types. So we'll find out that too, not just the overall championship as well. So this is the last street race on the schedule, and taking the last moto. Luke's gonna do it. Detail holds on for second. Huge for his overall. He should be taking that. Soul third. Hunter, a pretty respectable fourth as well. Roman, Camby, Slaunch, Fireball. I like the angle we're at. It feels like they're freaking flying by. Armada, Elite. Oh man, Elite probably cost a position or two as well. Oh man, and then Coop bringing up the rear. All right. Detail trying to make a play for first place here, but not going to have it at the line. Go through the lineup one more time and go through the overall as well quick. So for Moto 2, Luke, Detail, Soul, Hunter, Roman, and then Camby, Slaunch, Fireball, Armada, Elite, Coop. That was your order for Moto 2 one more time. And then overall results, Detail with an interesting view at the moment. Going to be taking the overall for Toronto, holding on to it with a tie in points, 32 apiece. Oh, over there now. With Luke, who will be tying that spot, but taking second place with the tiebreaker. Both get 1-2 in the night. They just flip-flopped the order. And then third place on the night is going to be Roman. Roman taking third overall, 26 points, third and fifth. Solid night for him. He needed to get some of those points back on Soul. So good night for Roman. And then fourth overall, Hunter, continuing his hot streak. Fourth place overall, 24 points. Great finish for Hunter. Yeah, really continuing that hot streak that he's been on. Soul rounding out the top 5 overall. Fifth, 23 points for him. Fireball tying up with Slaunch, but getting the tiebreaker. Pretty good opening night for him to return in the Hogs, I'd say. 22 points for him. Seventh, Slaunch with 22 as well. Late start for him. Trying to make a comeback after that. Camby right here, 8th overall, 18 points for him. Elite 9th with 17. There he is. And Armada 10th with 16. Oh, nice. Wow. Armada with a photogenic shot right there. I don't know how that happened, but that's nice. And then Coop rounding out the field, 11th with 12 points as well. So there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Pretty good race, actually. Again, like going into it, I think it was expected for this one to be like pretty cheesy, but it turned out pretty good. Turned out pretty good, actually. I like this track, so it was fun. Hope it was fun to watch too. Yeah, congrats to Detail on the overall, taking that with 32 points. 2 more, and Luke and Roman on the podium spots. Hunter and Soul running out the top 5. 2 more races on the season. And they're going to be an oval and 1 more road course with Gateway and Laguna Seca. Yeah, it's crazy. I remember starting Road to IndyHog in July, and now it's the end of the fucking season. Where the hell did the time go? I don't know. I still can't believe it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and see you next week for Gateway.